I could have like made so much money. It actually cost me a lot of money by not paying for acceleration, paying for coaching, paying for help earlier on. Finding that I had closed so many people, which is a great problem to
Yeah.
have. But what ended up happening was I didn't have any system to onboard all of these people or support such a large client base.
We're actually not coming into Opni, like majority of our clients, with helping them how to get to 20 plus K months. You already been doing that before coming to Opni, and you're just so focused to continue to grow your business both operationally in systems and in revenue, but at the same time not sacrificing your lifestyles.
And so when I came to Daniel and the team, I was really like, I need structure. I
Yeah.
need a program.
I love that you're like how you're thinking about it now, because the thing I love about business is that a good business is based on systems and processes. Well, Angela, thank you so much for being here and having this conversation. Super excited that I got you meet in person at the
Yeah.
mastermind. I wanted to congratulate you, first of all, because you're just so like the energy that you always bring is amazing, and the ability for you to have been so focused on growing your business. I know one of the things we'll talk about is you're actually not coming into Opni, like majority of our clients, with helping them how to get to 20 plus K months. You already been doing that before coming to Opni, and you're just so focused to continue to grow your business both operationally in systems and in revenue, but at the same time not sacrificing your lifestyle. So kudos to that. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm super excited to dive in.
Perfect. And tell us a little bit more about maybe where was you in your business before Opni?
Yeah, sure. So, I think I was like a year and a half into building my business, and I had gotten like really high months. Like at first I was really struggling for a bit to even get like 5K months. But then I had gotten maybe like the last 6, 8 months getting like 10 plus.
Yep.
But then I found myself at a point, and this is when I reached back out to Daniel,
Yep.
where I was finding that I had closed so many people, which is a great problem to
Yeah.
have. But what ended up happening was I didn't have any system to onboard all of these people or support such a large client base. And so that ended up affecting my sales.
Yeah.
So all of that great sales and marketing I learned, I couldn't even apply it because now I felt like, wow, I don't know if my program is actually sustainable. Can I actually support closing this many people every single month? And so when I came to Daniel and the team, I was really like, I need structure. I need
Yeah.
a program because I was essentially just like selling myself for money.
Yep.
I was doing everything in one-on-one calls. Like doing like 12 or more one-on-one calls with every single person I was working with. So that's kind of where I was at when I came.
What would you say is either the biggest transformation or aha moment that you've seen since you started working with us?
So I think my biggest aha moment was the fact, and it sounds so simple, but the fact that every client actually isn't the most unique unicorn. They're all going through the same process actually. And because I finally like realized that and started to understand, I'm now creating an actual proper system with activation points. Everyone, like all my clients have loved the new structure I've added into the program because they know what to expect and I know what to expect. And I'm not using so much more mental load to figure out, okay, what is this next new client? Like, how do I completely customize it to them? Because I realized there's certain steps everyone has to go through in order to get a job, anyways.
I love that you're like how you're thinking about it now, because the thing I love about business is that a good business, it's kind of boring because it's predictable, because it's based on systems and processes. And just like before you got here, you have built some systems and processes around marketing that allows you to generate a certain amount of leads, a certain amount of sales calls, and therefore clients. That also applies when we talk about client success and operations side of your business. And like anything else, like I think business is like a game. There's levels to the levels. You've gotten to a really solid foundation in marketing and sales, and the next level is crap. I can get clients, but it's 12 hours minimum of my time to deliver it. And because every call might be a little bit different, I feel like I'm changing it up every single time I'm having a call versus when there's a systems and a processes and we can curate the experience, then clients can actually feel like, okay, I know what I'm getting. And like
Yeah.
you mentioned before. And so that's fantastic. What would you say it's some of the like the biggest learning lessons that you've learned as well during this time that we work together?
Um, I think it's all kind of related, but I think the biggest learning lesson is that having it, I don't need to customize everything for
Mm-hmm.
everyone, but that doesn't mean it can't be personalized
Yeah.
still. And so that means that I can still have some one-on-ones with them, but there's also value in learning as a group. And then that also helps to stop exchanging like my time for money, and I
Mm-hmm.
can teach for a lot of people versus only in one-on-ones, which makes the whole thing not scalable. And I think that has really allowed me to unlock the idea of like, oh wait, moving the way like delivering my service doesn't actually mean a decrease in quality. I can still have that personalization,
Mm-hmm.
but still deliver at that same quality or even better because I add in the elements of meeting other coachees, meeting other groups, and
Mm-hmm.
having more of that community aspect too.
Perfect. What advice would you give either a younger self when you were starting the business a couple of years ago, or aspiring career coaches, or even career coaches who've been doing this, but maybe found a plateau in their business?
I said this yesterday, but it was something that I really struggled with earlier on. And I think this is a bit of, I think it's my strength and my weakness,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the fact that I'm so frugal. Like I'm very intentional with how I spend my money in my business and in my personal life. What I really wish I had done early on, especially in that first year, and I know it was really difficult for me to
Yeah.
have done it, but was to pay for help sooner.
Yep.
Like pay to just accelerate it, because that year that I spent doing it all on my own could have been 4 months.
Yep.
I could have like made so much money. It actually cost me a lot of money by not paying for acceleration, paying for coaching, paying for help earlier on.
So that's a common advice that people who've gone through paying with coaches give, but when you haven't made that first investment, it can be scary. What advice would you give someone who hasn't made their first coach investment yet, right? Because their first one is like could be more intimidating, and making sure that they're maybe a way of vetting them or realizing, is this the right coach for them or not, or is this the right time for this coach, or who should I, what type of coach? How would you solve problem solve that equation?
Yeah, so I guess I want to add more context there,
Yeah.
because actually I did like pay for help at the very beginning, but the coach that I had paid for, I think I was paying them like $30 an hour.
Yeah.
And it was like a business mindset coach, and she was definitely helpful, very supportive,
Yeah.
but it didn't give me so much value for me to actually feel like, wow, I see the ROI
Yeah.
now. And I think it's because it was someone that I was just like in my network I'd been working with a little bit, but I didn't really vet her. I wasn't really vetting her for like, okay, what are the transformations you've helped other people make before? And do I want that transformation?
Yep.
And so I think my biggest piece of advice for folks is to really like start just having networking conversations, because I think that's how you and I met,
Yep.
Daniel, was just a networking conversation. But I had many conversations with a lot of different people, and I was just getting like almost like coffee chats. But it was only when I started like taking a look at testimonials, taking a look and talking to like clients that they've worked with before, that Opni's worked with
Yeah.
before, that I was like, okay, cool. I feel pretty good that this is like the transformation that I need. You've helped people go down this path before. This is the exact path I want to go down. So I think that's like the biggest piece of advice, is to just take a look at testimonials, have just like informal conversations as well. But I think it's really also identifying, because I think for me, I really took a look at my business to see, okay, how long do I think that this is going to take me? Double that, because on my own, that's probably how long it's going to take. And then seek out like a business, a coach, whoever it might be, that works specifically on that problem.
Been there, done that.
Yep.
Because there's a cost associated to everything that we do, whether it's the cost of hiring someone or the cost of your time to figuring it out. So it's
Yeah.
going to cost you regardless. You just got to figure out if you're going to be willing to pay this with your time or money in this scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome. No, Angela, this is, again, thank you for joining Opni, being part of the journey, and allowing us to be part of your journey. I think what you're building is incredible. I know that it's just the beginning. And what I'm excited is that once you build the operational systems and client success and operational for the business, how your business will just skyrocket because you're just so good at the marketing and sales and such a good coach that it's going to just come into place.
I'm excited to do another one of these where I'm like, Daniel, like we hit my 40K goal and now we're aiming for 80.
Yeah,
like that's what I want.
Couple of months. We'll see.
Yes.
Angela, thank you so much.
Thank you.